Hello everyone, welcome in or welcome back to my channel. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with me today. Thank you for your company and all of the ways you support my channel and the work that I do here. If we haven't met yet, hello, my name is Amanda and this is a timeless general pick a card reading for the collective. Timeless meaning whenever you come across it, there will be something here to help inspire and align you to your highest good. General, meaning not all messages will resonate with everyone. So if you aren't seeing yourself or resonating with these messages, please leave it for someone else, check another pile, or wait for my next reading. So in today's reading, we're going to take a look at what is transforming in your life. And transformation can be anything from personal changes to professional changes, things that you've maybe planted seeds about or on months ago and are now coming into bloom. And transformation is essentially changes that are happening within and around you. So we're going to take a look at that. And in keeping with our March theme of spring and things blossoming and blooming and waking up from dormancy. So let's get 2 more cards now. And this is a deck. I have to apologize for the crudeness of this deck. It is one that I handcrafted one Friday night after compiling a whole bunch of different illustrations I had created over the years. And I turned it into a quick little oracle deck because I wanted to use it on my channel here. So it is not quite yet in production, but hopefully one day it will be. So 1 more card, Spirit. Thank you. And here we have our 3 piles. So for pile number 1, we have Nourish with the apple. For pile number 2, we have Transform, how appropriate, with the butterfly. And for pile number 3, we have Intuition with the seeing eye. If you would like to pick with crystals, let me add those right now. So for pile number 1, we have red selenite. For pile number 2, we have orange citrine. And for pile number 3, we have Angelite. So before choosing your pile, feel free to grab a beverage of choice and or a pen and paper to take notes on the messages offered today. And when you are ready, you can use your intuition to choose the pile that is speaking to you the most. Then head down into the description box below to find the timestamp for your reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, Pile 1. Welcome to your reading. So we are going to get a couple of oracle cards to start your reading. And just a note, you chose the red selenite stone with the Nourish card. Now, health is something that I first think of when I see the apple and I see the word Nourish. Oh, okay, so now you have a second card, and it is Relax. So there is a sense here that you may need to nourish yourself. I get self-care from this. There is a sense of you needing to take it easy a little bit, and what might be transforming in your life and up and coming might be something that you need energy for and your full strength and power for. Either that, or you could need to transform your health in some way, whether that is a change in diet to align better with your own body chemistry or a new exercise routine. But I feel that it doesn't have to be something that is extreme or intense. So it's not about going to the gym for an hour every day and lifting weights and doing CrossFit. And I feel it's a more mindful, thoughtful, and balanced approach regardless of what you end up doing. And I feel like those transformations will not only be seen within your spiritual self, but in your physical self as well. So I feel like this is a very personalized transformation that you're going through, one that I feel is very internal, both spiritually and from a dietary perspective or a physical perspective. So nourishing within is kind of what I'm getting from this. Nourish within so that you can nourish without, if that even makes sense. So we have the Power card, which is the Strength card in the tarot, the traditional tarot. And we just kind of spoke about why there may be a need to get into a bit of a shift in how you care for yourself physically, and from a dietary standpoint, you could be required in kind of the next leg of the journey to drum up some sense of power or some sense of energy, some kind of fiery energy. So I feel like this is almost a cooling down practice that you might be needing to get into in order to balance out the fire that is going to be required of you. You could also be a fire sign as well. Maybe you are a Leo. And with the Power card as well, it's not just about strength and confidence and leadership and motivation and getting things done. It's also about having compassion for ourselves and balancing that wild side within us, that wild desire to do things and to show our power and strength in the outward world, to achieve and to accomplish, and kind of taming that beast a little bit if we're finding that it's becoming a little too wild, or we're doing too much and we're taking on too many responsibilities. So that's kind of the energy that I'm getting there. So now we're going to actually get into your tarot, which will hopefully clarify what we're talking about here. What is transforming in pile one's life, dear spirit? What is the transformation pile one can expect? Yeah, very interesting. What is the transformation that pile one can expect? Okay, so we have our 3 cards here with the bottom of the deck card. So we have the 2 of Cups, we have the Temperance card, and then we have the 7 of Swords in reverse. Okay, and just to show you the bottom of the deck, we have the the 4 of Swords in reverse. So you could already be feeling a sense of needing a shift in speed, needing a shift in how you do things. There could be a sense of you needing to find some kind of respite from maybe the day-to-day of life, I don't want to say chaos, but there could be some chaotic energy. There could be a sense of just doing a lot, of having a lot going on, and really feeling a little bit fatigued from it all. And that could be influenced by a number of things, whether it's worrying about our finances or having finances on the brain, whether it's lots of things to do around the house, things happening within our business or within our jobs, maybe with people in our lives. But there seems to be some kind of mental weight that comes along with the 4 of Swords, which is requiring us or encouraging us to maybe step back and assess that a little bit. And I definitely get that in the Oracle cards. So you could already be feeling that, and this could be your confirmation to go ahead and follow that instinct to take a step back and maybe find a different speed for a while. Nourish your soul, nourish your senses, nourish your body in whatever way that you see fit. So the 2 of Cups here kind of indicates that it's a love energy, absolutely. And it could also be about 2 things coming together to create something that is whole and full and beautiful and harmonious. And so again, just skipping to the Temperance here, that's very similar energy, where we have 2 creatures coming together in harmony to find that balance and to nurture themselves, to find the spaces, the moments, the people that allow them to kind of be in that space of nurturing. And temperance is also about balance as well. But essentially, it is all about the choices that we make, and are those choices in alignment with that self-care, with that balance, with that moderation that I feel might be necessary at this time. And with the Seven of Swords in reverse, typically this could be an energy of somebody getting away with something, or somebody being deceitful. But I like to see it in a little bit of a more personal truth. This is about you stepping into some kind of truth, or releasing maybe an old truth that you once held, and maybe a little bit of guilt because you are stepping into a bit more of a self-care routine, or you're slowing things down, which may require a shift and change in the dynamic of something. And therefore, you might have a little bit of guilt that comes along with that, and feeling like you're betraying the people that you support or that rely on you for things. So you might have to step away from certain responsibilities, let go of certain obligations in order to have a little bit of a different strategy here, one that is more aligned with balance and harmony and moderation, and something that is feeling a little more of a relaxed pace. So in order to do that, you're going to have to let people down, and you may feel that might come with some feelings, because you might have to say no, you might have to pull back or delegate responsibilities, and almost follow a little bit of a strategy to set a few more boundaries, to realign yourself with your own truth, rather than trying to kind of cater to what's needed of you in the external world at this time. So let's get some clarifiers now for these top three. Could we get clarifier for the Two of Cups, please? Clarification for the Two of Cups, please, Spirit. Thank you. Yeah, so the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords is an energy of observation. She's up on the mountaintop and observing the landscape around her. She's taking in information so that she can really make sound decisions, not only from a heart space, from a logical and really deep understanding of kind of what's going on in the environment, what's going on around her, checking in with her heart space, and then making a decision with that balance in mind. And it's also an owl. So there's this wisdom, this inner wisdom that comes along with stepping out of the fray, if you will, to do that observation and to really take in the information and kind of just observe how you're feeling, observe the dynamic of the environment or the thing that you are engaging with, and really connect with that inner wisdom of yours, that deep inner knowledge that you have within you, to really understand the way forward. So let's clarify the Temperance. This is a card of moderation. This is a card of balance. This is a card of, just not doing too much of one thing or another. This is about finding that middle ground, and also not being afraid of experimenting a little. There's an experimentation involved in that Temperance as you kind of figure out where that middle road is and kind of where that balance lies. I'm thinking of somebody on a tightrope where you don't just speed across. You have to one foot in front of the other, and then there's that balancing rod that they have to constantly continue to adjust. So this is also about adjustments as well, and making those little adjustments. Paired with the Knight of Pentacles here, this is all about taking it slow, taking your time, being patient in the process, because both of these cards are all about patience, of not only finding that balance, but having patience with yourself in the process, having compassion for yourself in the process, taking your time. And both of these are very the Knight of Pentacles is a very methodical mover. So it's a one foot in front of the other, just like that tightrope. And it's not about doing it with speed. It's kind of almost becoming a little more present of what's happening right now versus what I want to happen and what results I'm looking for, and let's aim for that. That can still be there, but come back to the present to figure out if you are still on that pathway to get there. And again, coming back into that adjustment phase of, am I actually on the right track? Do I need to make adjustments here? Or do I need to make a completely different move, is kind of the feeling that I'm getting. But the only way to do that is to take pause along the way and to really stop to look around, to observe, to take in information, and then adjust the plan if you need to. So 7 of Swords in the reverse position. Let's get a clarifier for the 7 of Swords in the reverse position, please. Thank you. And we have the Judgment card in reverse. So we have 2 major arcanas here, which speak to pretty significant changes that you might be moving through, or certain transformations that are going to be relatively significant in your life. And this Judgment card, usually it's one right before kind of the end of the chapter. It is number 20, and you're kind of almost at the end of some kind of cycle here, some kind of chapter. And it's about really checking in with yourself and making sure that you're on the right track, and maybe adjusting your plan and strategy accordingly if you aren't feeling like you're on the right path. It's also a card of second chances as well. So there's an opportunity to start again after the cycle is complete. But again, with it being in reverse, there's not only a blockage to the truth, or a blockage to making a new plan or a strategy, but there's a blockage to kind of moving through this energy and kind of moving beyond it. So I think what's transforming for you is not only, I think it's the how you do things are what's transforming for you. You're coming into a bit of a new pace. You are stepping back and maybe observing. You're finding a little more relaxation in your life and coming into this sense of balance, which could be the reason why the 7 of Swords and the Judgment is in reverse. Is maybe there isn't a plan or a strategy. Maybe you haven't uncovered some kind of truth that you really need in order to move forward or completely move into this transformation. I feel like before that happens, there is a sense of you having to nourish something first, to nourish an idea, to nourish yourself, to nourish some kind of process. And with that comes patience. When we make those changes, they don't necessarily are seen overnight, especially if we're using a gym reference. If we go to, an evening of yoga, we spend an hour doing yoga, we don't see the transformation the next day, unfortunately. So it's kind of showing up every day and doing that thing every day or every second day, even if it's just for 20 minutes, to be able to step into a new pattern, a new routine, a new habit. And that could be the transformation that you're seeing here, is that you are going to be implementing a new pattern, a new habit of behavior. And that could, again, be spiritual, physical, maybe even emotional or mental. And I feel in order for you to step into that transformation, there's a change of pace that is required. And that is coming through very strongly in the oracle cards, as well as in the tarot as well. It's a sense of balance. It's a sense of patience, and really connecting in with the truth of your truth specifically, and to maybe create a plan to be able to show up consistently, to be able to implement this as part of your routine, as part of your lifestyle. And I feel like that will kind of unblock the movement of what you're looking to transform, what you need to transform, and where you want to go. Because there could very well be a blockage of you kind of not getting to where you want to be. And so that pace, that change of pace, that nourishing, nurturing, finding that balance is the key to that. And also too, with the Judgment card, I mean, let's actually get literal for a minute here. This could be, we talked earlier about the Seven of Swords in reverse being you feeling like you're letting people down, or kind of, yeah, letting them down, and maybe you feel judged for it. Maybe you feel guilty for that. Maybe you're judging yourself for that. So that's coming out quite strongly here with these two being paired. Truth, plan of strategy, as well as self-judgment, and not having judgment, of releasing yourself of that judgment, especially if what you need is a change of pace, is to get into something that feels healthier, that feels more aligned, and that feels really good for you, that allows you to really take it a little bit easier, that really taps you into some kind of internal strength, as well as the strength that I feel you are putting out there in the world. So let's get you a final oracle message to end your reading here. Could we get a final oracle message for pile 1, please, Spirit? Final oracle card for pile 1 and their transformation. I'm hearing switch up. So going back to our original message, I think that's what's transforming for you, is the pace and the speed at which you're doing things, the intensity of how you're doing them. So again, I feel like it's an internal shift, which could be driven by not only external factors, but your spirit as well. Your spirit needs a change in pace. So we have crossing bridges. It's time for healing, connecting, mending, and releasing. And so this is, I feel, you kind of in that judgment phase of you're almost at the other side of the bridge. You're almost at the other side of something. You're almost finished this transformation. So now it's all about spending time within yourself, or with yourself, to do maybe some healing, to connect with some kind of truth, or to connect with your truth, maybe other people that you've lost touch with, mending the relationship you have with yourself, maybe on how you do things, or even with people that you've lost touch with, and then releasing all of that judgment, that self-doubt, in coming into a space of caring for yourself and needing a different pace in life, and that's okay. And then we have passion and pleasure, savor your life. So again, there's this feeling of you really enjoying life, and this could be an energy of what you're stepping into and what's transforming, is that now that you're coming into an energy of you stepping back and taking time to relax in a different pace, I feel like your lifestyle is going to be a little more relaxed, a little more filled with passion and pleasure. You may have been doing a lot of work, like I said before, lots of responsibilities. So this is kind of switching things up. This is a new pace, a chapter of really enjoying your hard work, and also finding that balance between work and play as well. And logic and heart, and all of these things that I feel may have been out of balance for some time. So this is what I have for you, pile 1. I hope something here resonated. If it did, and you'd like to receive a personal reading or sign up to my newsletter, you can see the link in the description box below. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we will see you in your next reading. Hello, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the orange calcite stone with the transform card, the butterfly on it. Very appropriate for what we are talking about today. What is transforming in pile 2's life? And this could be change that you'll see, transformation, things that you're transmuting. Maybe seeds that you have planted are starting to blossom. Let's take a look. Spirit, what is transforming for pile 2, please? What is transforming for pile 2? Just one card, please. One card for pile 2. Oh, I should mention that before I started recording, Shiny Happy People by REM started playing in my head. I have not heard that song in I don't know how many years, maybe even over a decade. So it's not a band, it's a band that I used to listen to back in the 90s. So that could be relevant to you. I also don't listen to the radio very often, so it's not a song that would, something that I heard somewhere recently. So that's why I thought I'd mention it, because it started playing quite loudly in my head. Shiny Happy People. So this could be a song that you resonate with. This could be something that is resonating in your life. You're becoming a shinier, happier person. And create. Oh, look at this energy. I'll just show you this card. You could be a creator, you could be a maker, an artist, a songwriter, a musician, a contractor, an electrician, somebody who creates. Why did I say electrician? Maybe because of the light on the outside of the door? I don't know. You never know. So we'll get another energy card to open your reading. What is transforming for pile 2, please? Thank you. Okay, so we have some emotional energy here. We have the emotional loss card, and this is the 5 of Cups in the traditional tarot. So what I'm getting from this is that you might be moving through some kind of emotional energy right now, that is resulting from some kind of loss, or you could just be feeling a little bit emotionally turbulent for one reason or another. And I wonder if you can, first kind of recommendation or suggestion I'm getting is using that in order to transmute that emotion, to express it somehow through song, through journaling, through writing poetry, painting. That is kind of the immediate energy that I get from that. And that could help transform whatever this emotional energy is into something that is healing, something that will help you move through this. And creation could also be dance as well. So finding physical movement to physically move the energy could be helpful to you as well. So let's get into your tarot now. What is transforming for pile 2? I think whatever it is, and specifically because I had that song kind of play in my head, Shiny Happy People, there is a sense of you kind of moving out of this energy of whatever you might be in. If you are feeling a little emotionally low or worried or disappointed or upset about something, whether it's due to a loss or something that didn't work out, maybe you have some kind of disappointment about something, but I feel like you're kind of moving out from that, and there's something different that is emerging. Maybe it's going to inspire you to do something and create something brand new. I mean, it's definitely transformative, whatever space you're in right now, because you chose the transform card, and because transformation is about creation as well, creating something new, something that wasn't there before. And so we have the Devil card and the King of Swords in reverse. So you might not be dealing with a very kind energy, whatever this energy is that you might be aligned to or with or experiencing. So you have the Devil card. You have the King of Swords in reverse. And you have the World in reverse. So it's definitely the end of some kind of cycle here. And I do get cycles with this shape in the background here. It's kind of faded out, but it's kind of over and over and over again. But each time, even though you feel like you're going around and around and around, each time you're growing and learning from it. So I feel like you're kind of moving through that because there's still something left here to learn about yourself, about the situation, in order for you to fully have this transform into something different. There is an ending of some kind of chapter here, but there is a blockage to that. And it could be in relation to, you know, this devil energy and the King of Swords in reverse, which aren't necessarily very pleasant energies. We also have the Five of Swords um, in the reverse position. So I do feel like you're kind of done with whatever this situation is. Whatever conflict you find yourself in, it might be bringing up a lot of emotions, especially when we're in a conflicted place for so long. We want things to work. We want things to work out, and in an ideal world, they do, but sometimes it doesn't. And so there's this inner conflict that we have of, I want to stay, but I also want to go, and I had high hopes for this thing, and it's just not working out. And with the Five of Swords, I feel like you're kind of done with the battle. You're done with the cycles. And just had a peek at the Eight of Swords there, which is about cycles as well. And so I do feel like you are kind of moving through a bit of a darker place in life, and you might be dealing with some pretty difficult, almost overbearing or overpowering energies at this time. Somebody who may abuse their power, somebody who is not very kind and is maybe a little chaotic or maybe a little too controlling. So this is giving me a feeling of manipulation, control, toxicity, very difficult energy. So I understand why you might have some internal conflict. You might even have had some external conflict from it. And I can understand why you want to move away from and be away from this particular situation, because it's difficult. It's not nice energy. It's not pleasant energy. But I do see glimmers of something new coming. I see the sun coming out again. Shiny, happy people. Maybe those are people you need to surround yourself at this time. If you can, move away from these energies so that this world can finally come upright and finally complete the cycle here. There is also a sense with the world that there is a physical move that you might need to make in order to remove yourself from the situation, move away from. I know that is not necessarily accessible for everyone due to circumstances and the situation that they are facing. But again, who are those people in your life that you can really trust and lean on at this time? And if you happen to not have anybody in your life that you can immediately talk to or get a helping hand from, then are there groups in your community that you can maybe start connecting with? Are there virtual groups that you connect with? Facebook groups? You know, we live in such a digital world these days that we can make friends all over the world. So that could be some advice or suggestion there. But it is, I feel like you are wanting to create something new with this create. I feel like you have a lot of tools in your kit, and it's almost a magician energy, so I wouldn't be surprised if it came out. And there's also, you know, this is home too. It's kind of home within home, because we've got the kind of the tool kit or the tool box or the artist box with all the supplies in it. And then we have a little house on top of the, you know, the hill there. So it's kind of, what is your home away from home is what I'm getting. Maybe that's a place you need to look at right now. So we have the Ace of Swords. I feel you found a lot of clarity in this place, though, even though you had some difficulty in this particular situation, whether it's a person, place, or thing. I feel like there's a lot that's going on within you that is now coming to the surface, that is really allowing you to see the truth of something, to really understand something, and almost see it from a little bit of a bird's eye view that you weren't able to see before. And with that came out the Nine of Pentacles. And that is usually an energy of self-care and abundance, and really kind of settling into everything that you have accomplished and achieved. But when it's in the reverse position, there is a sense of maybe some self-worth. There is a lack of self-worth, a lack of confidence, maybe even some self-doubt, and maybe some guilt, and because of that, you're not able to step into your abundance. You're not able to really see all of the things that you've achieved, and that could be because of this energy as well. So it doesn't necessarily have to be something that we believe, but definitely check in with that. And that could be something you're assessing right now, is like, I'm worth a lot more than what the situation is giving me. I value myself more than how this person or this situation values me. So this could be you coming into that truth, you starting to understand that, and really understanding that you aren't able to step into this within this environment, within this situation, or connected to this person that you're with. And so it's almost as if you had a bit of a light bulb moment here, and a bit of a eureka moment because of this. And so now you're starting to realign yourself. You're starting to offer yourself a little more care, value yourself a little more, and move in the direction of what you feel is best. So this is pretty significant transformation. So far you have 2 major arcanas out of the 6. And I forgot to leave the 5 of Swords in reverse there, but hopefully we can remember. And maybe it'll come up again. Could we clarify the King of Swords? Yeah. Okay, another major arcana. So this is significant and permanent changes that you are making and transforming in your life. And the beautiful thing about the Tower, as crappy as it may be, is that it's making room. So where there was once only stone, or once only a forest that blocked the sunlight, it's almost as if there's room for freedom. There's room to build something and create something of your own vision now. And even though this is what feels like a very difficult energy, it allows you to, this is a transformative moment. This is about you stepping into that transformation, into the creation, even though there are so many unknowns, even though this isn't what you expected or wanted. It's kind of as if the universe came in and said, no, you deserve more, and you know you deserve more, so let's go in that direction. And so I think, like, with this eureka moment, it's like, boom, it's kind of a done deal here. And now you're moving away from this devil energy and this King of Swords energy. You know, maybe you had some clouded judgment in this space where you couldn't see beyond what was going on. You couldn't see the future. You couldn't plan anything because maybe this is a very, very chaotic and tumultuous energy that you were in. And just to clarify the Tower, we've got the Page of Pentacles in reverse, which is about a very slow, even kind of a pause, taking pause and moving really, really slowly. You might feel like you need to move quickly to get away from the situation and move on from the discomfort, but there's almost a sense of you not making decisions from a place of panic or stress or chaos. That might be difficult to do in certain situations. I understand that, but try to take things one day at a time. Because it is challenging energy. And that's the only way that we can kind of see the way forward sometimes, is to take hour by hour, day by day. And we have an Ace of Pentacles in reverse. So with the World in reverse and the Ace of Pentacles in reverse, there is a sense of new opportunities there on the other side of this change, on the other side of this transformation. But first we have to move through a bit of the sticky stuff in order to get to the Magician card, which is, or the Fool, pardon me, and then we get into the Magician. Once we have this open space to explore and we are willing to take a little bit of risk, then we can start creating our new life and painting the canvas. And so this is kind of a moment of not throwing away the canvas, but it's time to finish it and move on. So finish the cycle and officially move into new opportunities, because the Ace of Pentacles is a new opportunity for maybe new money, whether that is a business, a career, a new job. It could be a new home as well. Anything that is in our material and physical world, maybe a better sense of foundation, security, health. So, and with the labyrinth here on this rock, the labyrinth doesn't have any dead ends. So it's like the world is your oyster in this. You have there's no wrong moves that you can make. There's no wrong decisions that you can make, except for the ones that don't feel good, that make you feel less than, and moving away from those energies. And yes, you will most likely go through a period of grief, because this is a significant ending, a significant transformation. Or you could be a shiny, happy person after this is all said and done. But big changes for you, pile 2, big transformations. And it has to do with your personal life and your interpersonal relations, maybe even a situation that you find yourself in. I'm not sure if I get work. I get that this is more interpersonal than anything. All right, so one final message for valiant courage. So Spirit is giving you a little dose of courage and asking you to take action with great passion and moving in the direction of those passions, taking action and being really confident in those efforts in moving forward. And just curious, bottom of the deck here, we have beneath the surface lies great bounty. So I really do feel like there's treasure to be had on the other side of this. And also traveling lightly, simplify your life. So this might need you or require you to let go of some things, maybe in the physical world, in order to free yourself up to have a little bit more flexibility. And I'm just going to keep going, because these bottom of the deck cards are speaking right now. Reaching your destination, your light is shining brightly. So we have the butterfly again. Transformation, a new world. And go slow, take time, which is reaffirming, just taking your time and not going very quickly, which was one of the, I believe it was the Tower was clarifying, or Page of Pentacles was clarifying the Tower. Stepping into power. You are strong beyond measure. So we got, that's pretty good. 5 cards in before it kind of stopped making sense. But yeah, that's, I think you are on to a great new adventure, and it's going to create a lot of beautiful things in your life. It's going to create a brand new life. You're changing or ending some kind of major cycle in your life, and you're moving away from lots of toxic energy, maybe some limiting beliefs and bad behaviors, whether that is, people around you, situations around you. You're moving away from kind of this icky, sticky stuff, and you're moving into a shinier, happier place, my dear pile 2. So this is what I have for you. I hope something here resonated. If it did, you'd like to receive a personal reading or sign up to my newsletter, you can see the links in the description box below. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Angelite stone with intuition. So Angelite stone is a card of speaking to your spirit guides, of connecting to the spiritual realm. And you also chose the intuition card. So what is transforming for you, pile 3? First instinct is spiritual awakening. So we might see the moon card out here. We might see the high priestess. I'm going to make some predictions and see if they come true. I'm going to use my intuition to, maybe there is a reconnection to your intuition that you are looking to do here. And maybe that is what's happening, is that you're connecting or reconnecting with an intuitive side that may have gone dormant for some time. So you might be exploring the spiritual realms. Maybe that's something that you once did. Maybe you were once a spiritual person and you maybe lost some sense of trust in yourself or trust in your abilities or beliefs. Maybe something, you had a tower moment and something shook things up to the point where you stopped believing what you used to. So now you're kind of looping back in with that. Here we go. What is transforming for pile 3? Interesting. Temptation. It's like it wanted to come out, but it also didn't. It's like there was an uncertainty. This is very interesting, what I'm getting here. I get a lot of shame from this card. So there could be somebody here that maybe moved through a period of their life where they kind of disconnected from their spirit, disconnected from the things that really guided them to the things that they loved, the things that really fulfilled them. And they opted for something that was maybe unhealthy. Maybe it's getting to a point of being unhealthy. And so maybe you're coming into a space of wanting to get back to yourself again, get back to who you once were, maybe find some kind of balance in your life again. It's almost like, yeah, there's an exploratory energy with the devil. Maybe you indulged in temptations more than you wanted to, or you felt was comfortable with, or maybe you're just at a point where you need something different. So I definitely think that reconnection to spirit, your own intuition, your own truth, I'm kind of feeling that. But I think the reason why you got here was because there was something tempting you away from it. There was kind of a shiny object that you couldn't let go of or put down, that you were, genuinely having fun with or enjoying. But now you're kind of either questioning it, you're getting out of it, you're moving away from it, and you're reconnecting with something else. Something that feels a little more true to the soul, true to the heart. I don't know if I said the moon, but here it is. I can't remember, actually. It was only a couple minutes ago. And I cannot remember. I don't think I did, actually. Maybe I did. I don't know. But, 2 more cards, actually, before I get going. Let's see what else. What is transforming for pile 3 spirit? What is transforming? Okay, thank you. One more, please. One more, please. You got 2. All right. We'll take 2. Okay. Woo! Okay. We have the moon. We have the Hierophant in reverse. We have the Judgment card and the Justice card. Holy moly. You have all 4 major arcana cards. Like, this reading is already blowing me out of the water. And bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Swords. Yeah, you got tired of something. You got really tired of doing something. You got really tired of maybe how you were showing up in a situation or with other people or in certain situations. It could be something that you cycled through and you kept showing up for genuinely. Maybe you enjoyed it. Maybe you didn't know how else to show up. But whatever this is, you got tired of doing it. You're kind of done with it. And I think this is really throwing you into a bit of a scenario where you're questioning everything now. You're questioning who you are, because what am I without doing that thing, without being that person? So there's a whole sense of identity that is being shaken here. I wouldn't be surprised if the Tower came out. Okay, let's predict that and see if I remember. But the moon is it can be a very illusionary, secrets kind of bubbling up from beyond, secrets revealed. It can also be a card of mystery and confusion, lots of questioning. What am I doing? Where am I going? I can't see straight. It's a very dark place, because we not only question who we are, but what it is we're doing in our life. So there could be a number of major things that you're questioning in your life, and a lot of things coming to the surface because internally you've made this decision to follow your intuition, to follow what feels right, and reconnect with your soul or your spirit on some kind of level, because you got to a point, or your spirit got to a point, where it was done. It needed a break from whatever you have been experiencing. So now you're coming through and you're questioning everything. You are throwing out the book, if you will. The Hierophant can be about knowledge. It can be about higher knowledge, about inner wisdom. It can be about spirituality and religion. And with it being in reverse, you're questioning all of that. You're questioning what you know. You're questioning what you don't know. You're questioning and maybe coming into some new traditions, some new routines, a new way of being, a new belief system even. So because what you've believed in, what you thought about before this particular period, is now coming into question along with everything else in life. So you're stepping into, and I think I did say spiritual awakening. I do believe you're in one. If you haven't already experienced one, here it is in all of its glory. There's the spirituality, there is the moon, which has us questioning everything. Then we have an opportunity, a second chance to stop and come out of the chaos, to be reborn and rebirthed, to move into a direction that aligns with our true calling, our true selves, our true soul and spirit. And I think you're hearing that call because it's in the upright position. And that is also part of the reason why you're moving through this, is because you're starting to tune into that frequency. You're starting to tap into your intuition and reconnect with who you once were. Maybe as a young kid or as a teen, you're starting to reconnect with that spirit, that joy. And, where did that person go is maybe what you're questioning. How can I get that person back? And also, how can I redefine myself now? What is it that I want for my life, myself? What is my spirit calling me to do? And the Justice is an adjustment card, essentially. It's about bringing things back into balance. And doing that, there's a fish on this card, and there's a fish swimming upstream. And so, again, it's that fish has a sense for which river they were born in when they were just babies, 2, 3, 4 years ago, whatever kind of fish, this might be. And so they are honing themselves back to home, and they are doing whatever it takes, swimming upstream, to get back to where they came from. And I feel like oh my God, this is just, you are going back to where you came from, in a spiritual sense, in a soul sense. And as I'm speaking, I'm getting a little emotional here, because I feel like you're going back to you. You're going back to that home, that sense of home where you felt happiest. You felt aligned. And that Justice card can be difficult because it is a process. There is patience involved. There is also a sense of evaluation and a sense of judgment during that process. And maybe you judging things during that process to determine what's right and what's not, and what's right for you and what's not right. And, bringing that back into balance, what to cut, what to add. And it can also speak to karmic justice as well. So maybe you have ended a significant karmic cycle, and now it's time to move on to the next thing. But the justice is unbiased in the upright position, and I feel like if this has to do with any kind of law or any kind of court situation, I feel like you will be victorious in that, given that it is upright. Although obviously things could change, you know, life is fluid. So I'm really curious to get some clarifiers now, because wow, what an intense reading. So we have the King of Pentacles here. So this, you could be dealing with somebody in who has their own business, who has a lot of abundance, a lot of prosperity and wealth. Or that could be you as well. You could have a lot of prosperity and wealth in your life, and that doesn't have to be monetary. You could be well established in your life. You could have all of the things that come along with security, financial security, physical security, and a lot of stability in your life. So I think that is, you've got that going for you. If that is, you know, something that you have kind of moving through this moon. And if you don't feel you have that, then it's about looking at the abundance and the wealth that you have at this time, and even if it's just small. So do you have food on the table? Do you have a roof over your head? Do you have warm clothes? You know, those kind of basic essentials. And that might sound a little simple and maybe not helpful. But I feel like you have a lot going for you. And or you could be dealing with somebody who has a lot of material wealth. Again, house, home, car, finances, that kind of thing. And so maybe you're wondering, you have all this stuff going for you and you're still questioning, because that happens too. Even when we do have everything. I think celebrities and a lot of people who do have a lot going for them question this too. And Rick Rubin talks a little bit about this in some interviews as well. He has a great book called The Creative Act. And he says, you know, a lot of celebrities, or a lot of singers, they reach their peak height in their career and they're miserable. They have everything they've ever wanted. They have a record deal, they have a label, they have millions of dollars, they have fans, and they're still unhappy. So it's almost as if you have a lot and you're still unhappy, which I think you might be questioning why. This is silly. Because, you know, there's this paradox of, I have everything, so why am I not happy? That could just be for somebody, may not resonate for everybody, but there's multiple things that could be going on with this King of Pentacles, but that's definitely a possibility. And so I'm just going to say, don't judge yourself for that, because it simply means that you're not in alignment with what you have. It doesn't mean that you're ungrateful or unappreciative. It just means that something needs to be realigned. Again, coming back to that Justice card of coming back into balance, things need to be shifted around in order for you to align and reconnect with that higher purpose of yours. Hierophant in reverse, thank you. A Wheel of Fortune. So don't worry, this too shall pass. And that's what the Wheel of Fortune promises us. Again, another major arcana. Even though we are moving through difficulty and challenges and confusion, don't worry, this will pass. And it might not pass in a day, it might not pass in a week or a month, but hopefully this time next year you can return to this reading, and that would be so awesome if you did, to share what this might have been for you. But the Wheel of Fortune can speak to falling out of fortune, or feeling like we're not having the greatest time. Things are going wrong, things are going sideways. And again, it can also speak to karma as well. Judgment, please. Clarify the Judgment card. Clarify the Judgment card, please. Clarify the Judgment. It doesn't seem to want to clarify the Judgment card. Why is that? Okay. We have the Queen of Swords. Yeah, it is about observation, inner knowing, getting a higher perspective on things. And clarification. I think you're really coming into a lot of clarity here, a real strength of knowing. And there is an inner knowing here. Owls are all about that inner wisdom, that knowledge. And taking that higher ground, you're able to kind of see things from a higher perspective and see the big picture here. And with that, you can see where things are misaligned. So it's not about the details here. Page of Pentacles in reverse can speak to a stuckness, an energy of stuckness, but also an energy of pause and observe as well, which I feel like you're in this moment where, you know, things are changing, things are coming into question, and I'm hearing a different call. I'm hearing something else calling me. And so what is in alignment? What is not in alignment? Where do I go next? You know, those things might be under question right now, and there's no reason to rush this process, even though it's difficult and uncomfortable. But it is about having that clarity and having that curiosity as well to take notes, observe, understand, gain knowledge, and then once you're feeling a little more clear, to start taking action in that direction. Justice. Justice, please. Clarify the Justice card. And these things take time. You know, when we're making very significant changes in our life or want to make significant changes, I wish it was easy as snapping a finger, but this time is really a great time to consider all of the things you want in your life. And we have the Six of Wands in reverse. So there's a sense of, it's interesting. The Justice card is usually a card of winning and victory, especially when it comes to legal matters or karmic law. But the Six of Wands, usually when it's in the upright, it's about celebratory energy and being celebrated. But it's in the reverse position, so it's almost like you want to celebrate, or there's a victory, but you don't feel like celebrating. So it's almost as if you don't see the victory in the victory. You don't see the success in what you're going through or what the results, because it feels so uncomfortable, so tumultuous. And this might come in time. The celebration, you know, you might need a little bit of distance from this and perspective in order to really see what's kind of going on here, and kind of see how it's moving you to a different place. But I feel there's a lot of kind of universal energy here. There feels like there's a lot of things that you're moving out of, and new things that have not yet been discovered that you're moving into. So significant transformation. I feel like in a year you won't recognize yourself or your life, but in the best way possible, because you are moving out of an old you and shedding an old skin, which is also what the Judgment is all about. It's like the snake shedding its skin so that it can continue to grow and thrive. And that is required in order for it to do that. And so that is that second chance, that revitalization, and that regeneration, even kind of almost a resurrection, if you will, and a phoenix coming out of the ashes. There's all kinds of different metaphors that we can use for the Judgment, but that's definitely what it feels like. But I think it's going to take a little bit of observation, maybe a bit of a deep dive into, you know, what it is we want, where's our purpose, you know, all of that hard stuff that doesn't necessarily have answers. But at least if we can explore that a little and keep it in our minds as we move about the day, we can hopefully pick up a little more information that we can use to add to the puzzle. And, you know, and not being afraid to follow those calls of where home might be, where your soul is moving you to, because, you know, our soul is very wise, our spirit is very wise, and we have a higher knowing that I don't think a lot of people understand, and even I don't understand it. But sometimes we get called to do something and we don't really get it, but we also feel aligned with what it's saying, and we don't really understand why. We can't see the logic in it. So it's trying to do that little by little and not trying to do too much at once, because it can be a very overwhelming energy, and the transition is going to take some time. The transformation is going to take some time. And then eventually, when this fish in the justice finds home, it's going to be in a beautiful babbling brook where it can just relax and fulfill its purpose in life. And look at you, ascending the mountain. Keep going forward. And that is it. You are ascending a mountain that you have never traveled before. So you are going to have to take things one small step at a time and just be really present with what is going on around you, what is going on within you, reconnecting with that spirit and that soul of yours to hopefully guide you through the mountain. And I'm curious to know what's on the other side of that pile 3. But wow, what a big reading for you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with some difficulty and some challenging issues and some confusion, but I'm really excited for what's ahead for you, because I think it's going to be really great. So this is what I have for you, pile 3. I hope something here resonated. If it did and you'd like to receive a personal reading or sign up to my newsletter, you can see the links in the description box below. And with gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading.